Good morning, fiber friends. This is Mo of Unseen Strands, and today, instead of doing a fiber and crochet related video, we're going to go ahead and do my May Gardening 2020 video. Now, I have 3 different videos for you, but there's just a little too much wind today, and the one video that didn't get all the wind in it, it's just a little hard to hear on certain things, so I thought I'd go ahead and try to do this voiceover. So just a few things before we get to the video part. I just thought it'd be interesting for you all to see how the blind crochet girl does her gardening. So that is why I'm doing this video for you today. This year we are doing all raised bed gardening, at least for our vegetable garden. And I will be sharing with you 3 different areas. I actually forgot to show you the potted strawberry, but it's not got really a lot to show you. And that is over on our deck area with the other things on that first video. Then we have our front bed, and then we have our new 4x4 garden beds that will be in the back. Well, you won't know the difference, but in the third video. So basically, I'm going to sit here and try to watch the video and tell you what was going on. So if there's any pointing out of place, that's probably why, as I won't be perfect with timing and such, since I can't remember exactly what I said where, and scatterbrainness. So we will start off with the deck box, and this is, well, it's not a deck box actually, it's a tabletop garden that we got from Sam's Club last year, and it worked out well then, so we're using it again this year. And we have some seedlings started. We have both basil and watermelon. I got these ones kind of started kind of late, so we'll see what happens. The watermelon is for Sam. We did actually get some seedlings of the watermelons ready for transplant, but they are the crimson red variety, which is like the 25-pound watermelons, and our space is kind of limited, as you will see later. So the sugar baby is the variety that I wanted, and my husband was able to find those in seeds, so we're going to go ahead and start those off as seeds. And then also in that section we have our radishes. Now those were from old seeds, so there isn't a lot that had come up, plus we had gotten snowed on and such, so not the best growing conditions for them to start. Then the next area is a onion sets, so those are the bigger onion seeds that are like dried, and I don't know if they're really dried, but the onion sets versus the onion seedlings. I'm still waiting on about 4 of those to actually show that they're fully growing in progress. Then we have the onion seedlings. Those are from my stepmother-in-law. She's a master gardener, so she starts all of her stuff, at least for what doesn't fail, and so that was her leftover onion seedlings, and we go through lots of onions. And then we have our cucumber babies, which are the babies, or the littles, because they really want their pickles. So their cucumber babies are over there. They're not going to be the easiest things to get out of those and not disrupt the root system, but that's what I got. And there's another radish or 2 over back in that area. Then down in this box, which was one that my mother and stepmother-in-law gave us when we moved in here, we have the chives, which is the original plant that was in there, because that was the only thing that was perennial. And we have a parsley that she gave us this year that's already planted in there. And I think that's it for the stuff on the deck, other than the strawberries that I forgot to show you. Then we move on to the lettuce in the front garden. These are in Dex boxes, which my stepmother-in-law gave us from their antiquing and things this last fall or whatever. So she gave us those in the spring, and I have some lettuce in that one. There might also be catnip and lavender and what other seeds that Zane found to put in there. So it may be a surprise as to what goes in there, but it will be flowers once the lettuce is done. And then this next bed we have pea seedlings, and those actually are just up today. Like, they were not there yesterday, and we have peas today, so I'm super excited that those are now up, except for that means I need to move them tonight when we have the potential frost, because I think that is not hardy to freezing. So keep those extra safe since they're in those movable containers. Then we go off into our 4x4 garden raised bedding. These are from sets that came from Costco. This year, it's a thing that's supposed to make 2 standalone 4x4 beds, but you can connect it on all sides, so you can make other shapes, and we got 2 of them. So we were supposed to be able to make 4x4s, but we got an extra one since we connected them all together, so we actually have 5 different units to garden in this year. So there's reasons for it to be in this weird shape. Not only do we have a cable line that runs in that corner that is in the bottom of the screen, there is the cable line that runs there, and then at the one there in the left and the one at the top get kind of a little shade from about 3:30 on to about maybe 5-ish because of the roof line. So that's just going to be something we're trying to see how well that area will grow because of that. Then we have those are where we're going to have eggplant, and that one right there is where the eggplant, beans, and peppers will be. And then the one behind it, which I think I show, there we go. Then the one behind it will be where we have the tomato and cucumbers. And then the next one, well, that one in the middle kind of, is where we're going to have more eggplant and peppers and the rest of the onions that we can squeeze in, because we go through so many onions that the more onions we can have, the better. And then I walk over to the plant box where we have stuff actually planted. As you can see, I left my assistive tool in the dirt yesterday. That is just a flexible ruler that they made quite a few years ago. I've had that probably for 10 or more years now, and I love that thing because it is raised lines on it and it's flexible, so the kids can't really break it, and yet I can still use it. And it's not really from anywhere but just Walmart or wherever they sold those flexible rulers at, but it's such a great tool for me. And I was able to use it this year since we're kind of doing the square foot gardening, even though I didn't read the square foot garden book until after we had already gotten started with this. So this first bed was not really planted on square foot gardening, but we kind of was already sectioning it off even before that. So that's just kind of funny that that's what we were doing with it. And what we have in that bed, of course, is onion, and then we have some kohlrabi. Now, the kohlrabi needs to be far away from your tomato. Well, it can't live with the tomatoes. So since they don't get it along, we have it over here in this bed. And the ones that are by themselves are the ones that I got from my stepmother-in-law, and then the ones that are 2, I actually just planted yesterday, and those ones are from a local garden center at our grocery store. So we got those in yesterday with the onions that are over by the ruler. And that stuff I'm not so worried about with the possible frost tonight, because I think that's supposed to be all cold hardy, at least unless we got a hard freeze, which right now I think we're just in I think our low might be 35, so we should be okay, but we will just have to see. And then I rotate, I think, yeah, back to the first bed that you would have seen on the left earlier, and that was because I never told you that that's where the watermelon's going to go. Now that's going to be our most experimental one, but that's what I have for our garden this year. Alright guys, thanks for joining me on this garden adventure. You'll probably see a lot more of these videos that aren't specific to the fiber arts, as of course with the shutdown or lockdown or whatever, we have a lot less time to do things. But yeah. Say bye, Leo. Bye. Say, if you liked this gardening video, please hook the like button and subscribe. Bye.